Alright, welcome back. We are doing super hardcore Valheim, and we have just dug out a trench for, for a new base, relatively close to the spawn, which is, the area with those powerful stones that you need to, even though the procedurally generated map is massive, you really need to stay close to them. And what makes this run different is that if I die, we're not just playing on the beta mode. We are, where there's a hardcore effect. We're playing on a mode where I personally will delete the character and the map and everything if I die, and that's just the way it's gonna be. So we're hoping we get a good run out of this. We beat every single boss. We're playing on more raids. We're playing on a little bit more resources too, because it takes 10, 20, 30 attempts to get far every single time. So you're really gathering so much every single time. We're talking about very hard combat difficulty as well. So I take more damage, do less damage, is basically what it shakes out to. So yeah, let's get right to it. We've had the last two episodes have been a bit slow paced, but we are going after a boss right now. The last two episodes shouldn't have had, in the future with those attempts, they really won't happen because typically you build a base right by spawn, right by the water, you find Ecthier, you find a black forest right off the bat, great. What we did, the reason this has been so drawn out, we're doing really well. That's the funny thing. We really came back. What happened was I got very lost in these woods, just looking for a black forest because it's just a bizarrely shaped island. Got very, very lost in the fog. Had no idea where I was. Found a black forest. Said, whatever, I'll just make a base. And you know the funny thing? The base ended up being probably a 2-minute walk away from where I was trying to find for just hours of running around lost. This could be classic stuff. You know how it is. So now we're building the base that we actually need to build close to spawn. And that's the truth of it is you do at some point need that base to exist. We just dug out this lovely sequestered. I love that word. We sequestered this massive spot of land. Now we're kind of just trying to tame it. I should be able to, in theory, bring this all up to the same level. I might end up just destroying this and making all of this the same height. I think that might be the best thing to do. What do you think? That's the benefit of not having all your chests. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Whoops. A little bit heavy. Yeah. We wanted just a little place to repair our stuff while we dug all that out. Not a problem, not a problem. So we're going to sort of try and condition this area, beat it into something a bit more useful. You know what we do actually need, if we're going to tear everything down, we need to have this out. Yeah, it's going to be a slow and steady, but we're going for the queen. We're going to see if we can't knock her out with one life. Recording it just feels like a way to keep myself honest, right? Like to say, like, there was no tomfoolery in this expedition. Because some of these deaths, they feel unfair, you know, when, one of the worst ones was I was trying to pull a trap on a troll and I hit right click, which typically is a defense or lets you roll like that, right? And what ended up happening was I pulled open the build menu, or which is this. So I actually reassigned those keys after that death because that was so tough. And you sit there and you're like, man, does that one really count? And yeah, it does. You know, that's my fault. That was my lack of understanding of the user interface, whatever you want to call it. So that's why these runs are going to be a bit slow and steady, but progress is progress, right? I'm really hoping. I'm not asking people to sit through every 40-minute episode, but it's going to be cool to say like, look, this is like episode like 40 or whatever, and here we are at the plains, or that biome. We're just about to take down this big boss. There's something really interactive about that. It's a journey to follow. So at the end of it, I'll probably end up editing together something proper. Get there when we get there. That's the rushing is antithetical to the goal. That's kind of the something to think about. Future games I might end up just doing highlight reels, but I'm kind of enjoying just putting up episode after episode. It's nice. It's kitschy. It's a little kitschy. I never know what that word means. I don't know if it's a compliment. I don't know if it's an insult. It's like you go into somebody's house and you're like, oh, kitschy, you know, like kind of like cool, like everything you own in your house is kind of like from a thrift store, you know, kind of a feeling like grandma's like antiques all over the place. Like, I kind of think it's nice. I think, you know, it's homely, you know. I think modern style where everything's, you know, just glass, steel, and empty housing. I've always liked the word kitschy because the things it describes I like. But when you look it up, apparently it's insulting. Maybe it's just one of those, depends on the person, depends on the audience. A modern styled person would want their house to be called kitschy. Grandma might want to be called kitschy. I don't know. I think it generally describes like those like sort of cheap knickknacks that you have around. Big fan. Yeah, that's the thing. I love trinkets. I love little knickknacks. Alright, so we've kind of cleaned this up a little bit. And we're going to just... Right. What do we got? Yeah, we got just enough here. Alright, that's like the goal elevation. Let's just put it like that. The reason we're doing all this is because we can't really do it at the coast, even if it's more convenient for boats. Given that I can't dig when there's water. You see how there's water down there? All of a sudden, you know, your moat is actually filled with water and things are swimming across and you can't dig deep enough. And then your base is destroyed. So that's sort of the mindset involved here. Kind of just, it's a lot more stone to get it leveled than, you know, it looks like, right? We just went through a good bit right there. Let's look for what we had. 26 here. Just kind of hope what we have is enough. We should probably leave some here. I'm fairly knowledgeable about this game. I have, of course, already beaten, you know, the boss. But after how many deaths, you know, that's kind of the insulting thing about it. You think about these movies where you have these characters who end up in these like bizarre little wizard worlds or whatever, and they do it in one life, right? And maybe it's a survivor's bias. And I've mentioned this before, but you know, you only ever hear about the heroes who did it in one shot. I'm kind of wondering, well, what about the guys who take 200 shots or who just die the first go at it and never come back? And that's kind of what this count is a little bit about. Is that even possible? Kind of see it's a bit of a disjointed looking place. We're running out of stone pretty quickly too. It's a bit more costly than I expected. Usually you want to use this amount of stone just for the walls in the first place. It's alright. What happens if I just start leveling? To be honest, I don't really care about, I'm not really going to perfect this place. The base that we really care about is the upcoming one, right? So I might just be fine. I might honestly just say I'm fine with this. No problem. Probably should fix that, make that a little bit easier. Get up and down, huh? Yeah, I might just call it right there. I'm not too much of a stickler of these first spaces. It's gonna look horrendous, right? But I know I can build well, but this isn't what we're trying to do here. You want to just keep it so that they can't get up. You have to make it so that they have to jump. That's typically what you want. For now, though, we might be able to just... might be better to just cart things up, but I also need to... I might make it a bit smoother if I find some more stone. It's absolutely... yeah, so we'll make a proper storage system that's not so chaotic. Don't worry. We're going to need no more stone regardless. Ooh, gotta be careful with jumping around like that. Could have been the death of me. I ask myself, what's the worst parts of this? There's not good, there's not good. Let's find this dismal little center here. Okay, looking a little bit smoother, huh? Yeah, this one's tough. Let's get some kind of shelter on this so we can repair that. We really want it smooth though. That's kind of the goal here, so I don't have all these lumps. I know you can see them. I can see them. Hard to hide. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just what I needed. Might just be easiest to lower this. I don't think that'll... yeah, that'll be fine. Ooh. See what else we got for rock. No shame in using it. Use it or lose it. That's kind of how I'm doing this run here. It's just use it or lose it. Sometimes people, you save all your good potions, you save all your good food, you save all these things. You die, and generally that's very forgiving because you're allowed to die, but I am not. Looking good, huh? What was it about this? Alright, this is feeling and looking a lot better. I've never been great at that terrain stuff, but it's not really complicated. Probably just build right on top of it. I don't care anymore. I've put too much time into this already. Oh my goodness. That's nice. A little back of bed just for this moment. Yeah, the worst thing is just bees. Like, you set up all your bees and they're full and you're ready to get the honey out, and then somebody comes up and just smashes them. Taking advantage of your absence space, more or less. Okay, here we go. Looking good, looking good. It's very, I don't know if you see how raised this area is. It's kind of comical. Just gotta think about a garden. Might be nice to have a garden. I don't mind if it's a little bit different. Flat is really the goal. Alright. Okay, this works. I'm wondering if I have to dig it out a little bit more over here, though. No, not really. It's quite steep. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do it like that. Also kind of thinking, I believe you can bring carts up this way. If you're smooth enough with it. That's probably what we're going to do. Nice. Let's build. Let's make a house. I'm going to get some stone first because we do need a little bit of that. Alright, there she goes. I want to negotiate, you know, like where these essential items are. Probably be best to have these just right here. Should have them like a line. Make it a corner. How many do I have in total? I think I could do 3 more. I'll find more eventually. It's not crazy a big issue for me at the moment. This feels like a pretty decent corner. We've got 2 there. I don't think there's any more, but let's just check our chests. This is usually how I keep things organized. The second thing is, yeah, the next thing we're going to be doing is chest organization, just saying, like, what's the cleanest way we can get things stored in and out. That's the thing, we're probably not even going to really use it. That's what's terrible about having to move so frequently, but it's not a big deal. Just part of the deal. Nice. Okay. So now we're thinking about chests. How do we want to do chests? I have seen interesting designs. Some people do. And let me explain this. For it up to me, you know, I'd want my bed right in the middle of this little island, so if there's enemies around, I have the best chance of not being bothered by them right here. I would suggest, if I had to do it my way, four by 4 house. 3 by 3s are just way too tight. Don't really care about the angle. Okay, there we go. Nobody loves when there's dirt poking up into their home, right? Can't be the only one there. That should be enough for a decent enough forge. I can definitely make more space as time goes by. I could probably... I'll put the bees over here, I'm guessing. Yeah, maybe 5 by 5 actually. I'm gonna be here for a while. This is my base for a good bit of time. 4 by 4 looks a little bit small. I'm a big fan of the ditch because I just personally feel like it's a faster way. If you set your expectations for beauty low. But when you're doing attempt after attempt after attempt, all of a sudden, at some point you're like, I think I'll save my beautiful castles for permanent worlds. I hope that makes some sense. Should have 2 doors coming in and out of this. Let's keep it symmetrical. So I like to consider windows. I do like having a couple windows now and then. In the corners. Yeah, why not? Great start so far, honestly. So I think a window here? No, there's no reason. I know what's going on out there. Getting these doors to line up for some reason is oddly difficult. It's a little bit annoying. They have a little bit of a mind of their own, you know. They can mess up the roof when it comes time for it. I don't know why, but I'm kind of feeling a too high. Probably get some extra shelf space by doing that. We will be coming back here for a while until it's time to be honest, we'll probably do mountain. We've got a mountain right on top of us, so. Only place we might be leaving for is plains and swamps, but we might as well just keep coming back here if we can. Even though it'll be a long trips, might just be worth it. This is looking great. Look at this, huh? Getting those corners set up, because sometimes when you come in with the other roof pieces, the angles start getting a little bit confusing. Looking at it like this, you know for sure if it's set. Who needs hammers? I mean, who needs to build things? Just toss it. Yeah, there we go. Hoping I can do this before night sets. We only have a few more minutes of rest anyway. We can just go sleep in the other house if we're that desperate. Are going to be needing some more wood, looks like. So let's see how something's wrong here already. Don't ask me. This isn't my idea. Let's go sleep. Let's just deal with that. Doors are for fools. I think as soon as we built the rough structure of it, we'll probably call it a day. This has been a great run. A little bit more activity than the last 3, which has just been crafting and moving and digging. The grunt work. But I'm the grunt. There's no other grunts. I'm sure they wondered, could we help the player by having them enslave grey dwarves or something, and then they just thought, like, maybe not the most ethical gameplay. I bet they wondered about it. Have them dig for us, have them chop wood for us, have them plant for us. They tend to not like automation, though, the developers, so maybe not. I'm not trying to sit here and equate slavery with automation, but I mean, kinda. There we go. I feel like it lined up. I placed it, and then it just went somewhere else. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, she's a beauty. Crafting table and forge be right over here. Yeah, I'll get there when we get there. Everything else is just gonna be bed and storage. Oh, we have a ton of wood. Look at that. Beautiful. We need stone, copper. 6 copper, stone, all that. Alright, kick ass. Where's the most central part of this? All things considered. Yeah, right there. Let's see if I can avoid lighting myself on fire somehow. It literally is worth literally going out of my way to prevent that. I plan on having the fire here. You know, I should have it somewhere sort of unnecessary, somewhere a bit. As odd as this may look, that fire can really damage you. If you're low health and you're just running by without thinking, that's game over. I've definitely died in fires before. Not a good omen for what we're trying to do. And then lastly, to just keep it protected, right? Very nice. Well, lads, we have a hell of a house started here. No deaths. We're going to go after Ecthir next, is what it looks like. So just hold your horses. We've got something really good going. I thank you for being so patient with me. I know it's been a bit of a slow past like 4, 5, 6 episodes. But again, the action really starts by being patient. Just, you know, having the determination and patience to get there when you get there. We've got something really good going for us here. We don't have raids that are hard, right? Like, we're practically invincible. We're building our dream house. Like, this is great. Like, this house will last us for so many biomes until, I mean, this is really wonderful. To be honest, I might I might just bring iron back here. I don't even know why I'd make a second base. It's so tight. I love it. I love keeping things tight and organized. Exactly the way I like it. Quite cozy too. Very safe. I'll probably end up building some proper walls on the outside of this odd-looking trench of ours. But for the moment, it's just not a big deal. So, yeah. Until next time, guys. We've had some amazing progress today. Take care.